the full reality of what God looks like remains a mystery veiled to our mortal eyes. This invisible divine aspect invites us to a deeper faith that goes beyond mere visual representation, encouraging a relationship based on trust, reverence, and continual search for truth. Let us turn to a fact that depicts the nature of God in order to seek to understand it. It is written in John 4, verse 24, "God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and truth." This verse is fundamental because it underscores the inherent nature of God as fundamentally different from the material world we perceive. Unlike physical beings, God is not confined by temporal or spatial boundaries. He exists beyond our sensory perceptions in the constraints of the physical universe, embodying a transcendence that defies human understanding. God does not possess a physical form that can be observed or measured. This is corroborated by Exodus 33, verse 20, where God himself proclaims, "You cannot see my face, for no man can see me and live." Here, the interaction between the divine and the human is set against the backdrop of God's overwhelming purity and holiness, which mortal beings cannot endure in a visual or physical sense. The explanation of God as spirit is thus intimately linked to his omnipresence and omnipotence, attributes that signify his existence in all places and his ability to create out of nothing. The concept of God as spirit is integral to understanding the doctrine of the Holy Trinity. The Trinity states that God exists as three persons, the Father, the Son, and the Spirit. Each is distinct but consubstantial and co-eternal. Specifically, the Holy Spirit, as a member of the Godhead, embodies the idea of God as spirit, working invisibly in the hearts of believers and manifesting the divine will and presence in the world. This is seen in the transformative power described in scriptures such as John 14, verse 17, where Jesus refers to the Holy Spirit as the Spirit of Truth. God's spiritual nature prompts us to approach our relationship with him not through the physical senses, but through faith and spiritual discernment. Worshipping in spirit and truth involves aligning one's inner being with the principles of faith and spiritual discernment. It is a commitment that transcends mere outward rituals or visual representations. It calls for a deep and authentic engagement that resonates with the core of our spiritual essence. Believers from various religious traditions grapple with the enigmatic nature of an invisible God, finding comfort in the conviction that God's essence transcends human understanding and visual representation. Fundamental to this reconciliation is the understanding that God's invisibility is not a limitation, but an indication of his omnipresence and transcendence, as expressed in texts such as John 4, verse 24. The Bible elucidates that God is beyond bodily form, emphasizing his infinite and eternal nature, which cannot be confined by physical